everyone. We'll be starting now. So, as a part of the International Yoga Day celebration, the MSK department warmly welcomes you all to an interactive online session by Sucheta Kharethankar ma'am and Dr. Fareen Patel ma'am on the importance and relevance of yoga in today's lifestyle. Yes. So, we have our first speaker, Dr. Fareen Patel ma'am, who holds a Master's of Physiotherapy degree and an MA in Yoga. She is an associate professor at Sri Siddheshwar College of Physiotherapy, and she serves as a district sub-coordinator at IAPWC PCMC. She is also certified in ANC, PNC, Pilates, and also she is an aerobic exercise instructor. So, ma'am, passing on the session to you.
Thank you so much, Shreya, for the lovely intro. Greetings, everyone. I am delighted to be part of this panel discussion. A special thank you to PhysioTV for the opportunity. And thank you, Sucheta ma'am, for joining us on this session. It is always a pleasure to work with your teachers. While Sucheta ma'am will be discussing on how pranayama influences pain, I will be focusing on the role of yoga asanas in pain relief from both the physiotherapy and yoga perspective. As physiotherapists, we often see patients whose pain is not only due to tissue injury but also due to movement dysfunction. Fear of movement and deconditioning. Yoga asanas provide a unique bridge between physiotherapy, exercises, and mindful movement. My key message today is simple. Asanas will restore your movement and function, while pranayama will calm your nervous system. Together, they will provide a comprehensive approach to pain management. Pain is one of the most common reasons why people seek healthcare. Traditionally, pain was viewed as a symptom arising from damaged tissues. However, modern science explains that chronic pain is much more complex. It involves mechanical, neurological, emotional, and social components. We as physiotherapists focus on restoring movement, strength, flexibility, and most important, function. Yoga contributes an additional dimension of the mind-body awareness and self-regulation. Researchers have shown that integrating yoga with rehabilitation can improve pain intensity, functional capacity, flexibility, and overall quality of life. Therefore, yoga is not merely stretching or breathing control. It is a holistic movement-based intervention. Next slide, please. Many people view physiotherapy and yoga as separate disciplines. In reality, they complement each other. For example, joint mobilization in physiotherapy parallels mobility-focused asanas, strengthening corresponds with weight-bearing yoga postures, flexibility is naturally incorporated in many yoga asanas, and pain education aligns with yoga's emphasis on body awareness. The difference is that yoga often combines movement with mindfulness and breath awareness, whereas in our clinical practice, we focus solely on movement. I often use yoga asanas as a gentle entry point for patients who are fearful to exercise or unable to tolerate the conventional strengthening programs, especially in special population such as geriatric who have osteoporosis, weakness due to muscle loss, and ANC-PNC females. This integration improves their adherence and their confidence. Pain, last slide only, please. Thank you. Usually, pain works in three manners: mechanical, neurological, and psychological. Yoga tackles all these three. In mechanical, firstly, they improve the joint mobility and tissue extensibility. Many pain conditions involve stiffness, protective muscle guarding, and movement restriction. Gentle asanas gradually restore normal movement patterns. Whereas neurologically, movement itself is medicine. When the patient moves safely despite the pain, it helps reduce the central sensitization and recalibrates the pain pathways. Asanas also enhance the proprioception, that is, the body's awareness of position in the environment. In psychosocial or psychological effects, pain often creates an apprehension or fear for movement, also known as kinesiophobia. The patients begin avoiding activities because they expect pain. Yoga provides a safe environment for graded exposure, helping patients regain confidence in their bodies and ultimately shifting them from feeling helpless, unable to move, to feeling capable. Next slide, please. Evidence of yoga asanas in pain are plenty. There are several systemic reviews that demonstrate the effectiveness of yoga asanas and pranayama in reducing the pain, especially the chronic pain. For example, when the most commonly seen in evidence as well as in clinical exposure is the chronic back pain, neck pain, and knee pain. Let's take an example of chronic low back pain. A lot of times, the entire abdominal capsule is involved whenever there is a low back pain. Abdominal capsule is simply anteriorly the abdominal muscles, posteriorly the back muscles. The capsule top is the diaphragm and the bottom is pelvic floor. Let's take an example of Bhujangasana or the cobra pose. This gentle extension posture improves spinal mobility and strengthens your spinal extensor muscles. While prescribing this pose, I emphasize rather on comfort than the maximum range of motion because I want them to feel that stretch appropriately and activate the appropriate muscles. I also give Setu Bandhasan or the bridge pose. This posture strengthens your gluteal muscle and the posterior chain while promoting the spinal extension. A lot of time we give these extension based exercises so that in chronic low back pain, now these two combination strengthens my posterior chain as well as my anterior chain. And if I combine this with the crocodile pose or the makrasan, it will give me relaxation as well as it will enhance my diaphragm's position or working. That is how my entire abdominal capsule is involved in exercising and they get activated, hence helping reducing the low back pain. Similarly, in neck pain, a lot of times it is the faulty posture that is the culprit. A simple Gaumukhasan can help you mobilize your thorax, your shoulder, and your neck. A lot of times when you assess the neck pain patients, you'll find the involvement of the upper trapezius as well as the thoracic mobility is restricted. Gaumukhasan is your way out because it will involve all these joint mobility and help you in enhancing their flexibility and function. If we talk about knee pain, a lot of times a simple Paschimottanasana or gentle twisting posture will help you release the tightnesses of hamstring, calf, helping you release those tight bands in the around the knee, helping in reduction of the knee pain. Next slide, please. Though we say that yoga can be done by everyone and anyone, when we are talking about the people who have impairments, your assessment becomes very important. And according to your assessment, tailor making these exercises or asanas becomes your primary goal. As we all know, safety always comes first. Please match your assessment to your management. Assess what are the impairments, what are the lacunas, which muscles you need to target, and accordingly give or choose your asana. Like it is said, one size does not fit all, which is why even if there are same cases of mechanical low back pain, you'll have to probably choose different asanas suiting them as a person. You can also modify asanas whenever necessary. For example, if we cannot do a complete Surya Namaskar, we do a modified Surya Namaskar. In geriatric population, we often use chair aerobics or chair Surya Namaskar. A younger yoga also gives plenty of modifications for each asana so that everyone is able to do it. Goal is the therapeutic movement and not the perfect posture. You have to remember this. Next slide, please. We should always remember that yoga is an excellent introductory movement strategy. When pain, apprehension does not allow appropriate movement, yoga can be the safest option. When and moderate intensity of exercise is not possible for your patient, light intensity yoga asanas are your way out. Combine the movement and breathing. Once Sucheta ma'am focuses on the importance of pranayama and breath control, you'll understand this even better. Use graded asanas. Do not directly jump. For example, if your patient is not able to do a complete bhujangasana, you can simply take them into half bhujangasana, also known as prone on elbows. Tailor make the interventions. This is very important. Active participation of the patients. Ask them. Take frequent feedbacks. Yoga asanas may reduce pain through mechanical, neurophysiological, and psychological mechanisms. Use them all wisely. They improve mobility and tissue extensibility, enhance proprioception and pain modulatory processes, and reduce the fear avoidance behaviors while improving self efficacy and functional confidence. Next slide, please. As it is said, yoga is an invaluable gift of India's ancient tradition. It is not about exercise, but to discover the sense of oneness with yourself, the world, and the nature. That's it from my side. Handing over to Sucheta ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Fareen ma'am, for such an enlightening talk on how yoga can be integrated in the common musculoskeletal conditions we see in day-to-day life, and also explaining the mechanisms and rationale behind it.